Hey everybody, there's an old technique that's been around for quite a while, and that is, can I really use the black and white adjustment layer in Photoshop to color grade? Is that possible? Really? Let's do it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, this is dedicated to photography and as a photo artist pushing ourselves out of the box creatively. All right, something had come up and there was a discussion I had with some of the local photographers, and someone brought up an old technique that's been around for many, many years, and that is, can you really use the black and white adjustment layer in Photoshop to actually color grade an image or adjust the colors at all? And the answer is yeah. And I forgot all about this technique. So again, it's just a choice. Let's dive right into Photoshop and take a look at this. Okay, so right here in Photoshop, let me open up a couple images. I'm going to do just a couple different strategies for you. So I'm going to work on two different images. Let's resize this. This will be the second image I'll work on. This will be my first image. So this is just an image I've used in the past before. So let's take a look at it. If you're new to Photoshop, I would avoid doing this. And that is, if you go under the image drop-down menu here, and you'll see adjustments, and then you'll see the black and white adjustment that we can do, you're going to get this interface that opens up with the sliders here. The problem with it here is that, well, you're not going to, you could add a tinting feature or whatever, but this is permanent editing, meaning that once you're done with this and save and come back and you change your mind, well, too late, it's over with. So I wouldn't do that. So I'm going to cancel that right here. And I want to make sure, and by the way, in the old days, that's the way you would have to go. But if you go to layers over here, go to the Oreo cookie dipped in milk. You'll hear me say it a lot, but somebody from Adobe said that years ago. And this is where you want to choose a black and white adjustment layer, because the interface you're going to see here on the far right basically is the same. There's a tinting feature there if you want to activate tinting as an option. But the point is that this is totally non-destructive. So if I do some adjustment here, save this, and then come back later and go, oh, I went too far, or maybe I didn't go far enough or something, I can readjust this, or I can actually delete this, because again, if I just turn that off or delete it, I have not, touched my original layer there of the image. So with that active, well, one of the things that we can do is activate something called tint. And when you do tint, you can play the sliders here to adjust the tint. And yeah, you could call that, doing a vintage look or whatever. I'm going to turn that off. So in a way, in a sense, you are, color grading that image. But if you want to do something a little bit different, I would do this. And this is basic things, but I'll do more creative things here in a minute. But maybe pull that opacity down a bit. I'm just going to ballpark it down to around 75%. And then if I come over here in properties, watch what happens to the colors in the image, how I can adjust that. So even though I desaturated globally the colors, it allows me to go in these different areas to readjust the colors. So in a sense, you could call this, some people like to call this color grading. I'm not going to get into a debate or argument on that, but again, it's an old school technique. So I turn this on and off. You can see what's happening there. And if you want to pull the opacity up a little bit more, down a little bit more, maybe close to 50%. There you can see as I adjust the colors here in the properties panel, how it's affecting the image. And it gives it a very unique look. But consider doing this. Go to the drop-down menu here and look at different blending modes. Now, this is called Live Preview. As I scroll down, you can see how it's affecting the image. Now, again, based on your colors that are being used, some features might look better than others. So I'll go aggressive for demo purposes, like I'll go to multiply. Watch what happens as I move the sliders and properties. See what happens here. See how it's adjusting and changing. And you can, play with this to get the look that you want. Darken that sky and the blues right there, right, rather than lighten it up. I mean, it's all very subjective. It's based on the vision that you have on your image. So consider trying this on some of your work and see what you can come up with. So just to reiterate what's happening here. Did I say that right? Reiterate. Play with opacity right here and play with blending modes and see what you come up with. You might be surprised at what you could do with this feature here. Now, let me do this again, but let me just emphasize something one more time, which is going to do something a little bit more creative. And that is, I'll do exactly what I did last time. I'll come down here to Oreo cookie dipped in milk, and we'll choose the black and white adjustment layer. And again, it allows me to change things. But if I pull the opacity down, let's go maybe close to 50% here. And as I'm doing this, you can see the adjustment, what's happening. So I can play with this. But the thing that I don't like in this particular image is it's affecting my slides. You can see the film strip right here, that slide right there. And I might not be happy with that adjustment. Let me get really aggressive on some of this stuff. Let's go, well, I'm under normal there. Let's go to like color burn as an example. And as I'm doing this, I might like the tabletop as to what's happening there, very aggressive, sort of a grungy look, but I'm not really happy what it's doing to the slide. So here's what I consider doing. I would go to this layer right here. So let me just turn this off so you can see this. So I'm on the background layer. I'm going to come over here to our selection tool and grab the object selection tool and just click and drag over the top of the slides and then let it take over and make the adjustment. So there's the selection of the slides. Now if I go back to this layer here and reactivate that, so I'm on the mask. And remember the rule of a mask, white reveals, black conceals. So the white is revealing this change I'm doing with the color burn at around 51% opacity. But because of this selection, I'm going to do this. I'm looking at my color chips over here in my toolbar. Black is on top. So I'm going to hold the Alt key down, Option on a Mac, and then select the Delete key. And look what it did over here. The selection, let me pull this up so we can see this. It did that for me. Let me do this. Well, no, I'm going to keep that marching ants there for a moment because I'll show you a different way of doing this. But the rule is, again, when I open this up, black is concealing the effect I just did with the black and white filter. The white is revealing it. So if I turn this on and off, you can see how this is the original of the slides, but this is what I would get if I didn't have that mask covered over there with the black area. So a different way of filling that in with black rather than using the shortcut keystroke is you could, after you make the selection, is just go down to the edit drop-down menu here and choose fill. And then when this opens up, make sure right here in the drop-down menu, you choose foreground color because again, the foreground color here on the left side is black. If it's not, select D like in David on your keyboard. That'll make your defaults to black and white right there. But now if that's set to foreground, then when I click on OK, it will fill that in with the black. So it's just a different way of filling that in. I just want to get rid of the marching ants. So Control D or Command D on a Mac, and that will get rid of that. Otherwise, you just go to Select drop-down menu and choose Deselect right there. That's another way of doing it. So again, I want to be in control. So even though I applied this color technique using the black and white adjustment layer, maybe some of it, I don't want it to be effect. So I want to mask out that adjustment. So that's what I did right there. So again, what we see in black, it's not showing through the adjustment that I just did. So remember, for new people, white reveals, black conceals on a mask. If I do shift click, I'm turning off the mask and you can see the before and after on my slides. All right, so hopefully you learned something. If you could do me a favor, and that is like the video, subscribe. If you're not subscribed, hit that notification bell. Next time I upload a video, you'll get notified on that. And again, let's get that camera out. Let's try this technique, by the way, on some of your images. But let's, again, push ourselves creatively out of the box, and I mean literally out of the box. Until next time, see ya.